Welcome in. Just Kings coming up next.
Alrighty, guys, welcome in. Another Just Kings podcast. Here we're recapping a 4-3 Kings victory against the Flyers in overtime.
Exciting one to watch. I mean, especially against the last game against the Flyers, I thought we played pretty well against them, except for a couple of slips here and there, but walked away with 2 points, and that's all that matters at this point in the season.
Needed that. Needed those 2 points for sure. So Kings had 9 blocked shots, which is something they kind of slipped away from, but we'll kind of break it down later. But yeah, let's get right into it. So I wanted to talk about the stat line that I saw on NHL Network today, was that the Kings are 1 point out of first place in the Pacific with the worst goaltending stats in the league. And we are 1 point out of first place. Like, I can't imagine where we would be if our goaltending could just improve. So looking at it, so the worst goals saved above expected out of teams currently in a playoff spot. So the Kings are at negative 40.2, dead last in the NHL. The next closest team in a playoff spot is the Calgary Flames with negative 14.3. And that is over double that the Kings have. And that is just absurd, dude. Like, I honestly think we're talking about a Stanley Cup contender here if we can figure out this goaltending. I was curious to see what your kind of take of.
Yeah, I mean, no, you basically hit everything that I was going to bring up as well. I mean, imagine if we had somebody like Andrei Vasilevsky on our team. Like, our team would be pretty good. I mean, yeah, sometimes the goals that we let in are our defensive fault. We give up a lot of 2-on-1s because we have a couple bad stand-ups here and there. But, like, if we have a good goalie, we'd be a great team. We have great depth in our forward, and we're seeing that now. We have 5 forwards on the IR right now, and we're still having good production from all 4 lines. So it's just something to think about, something to be curious about. What will happen to the trade deadline? What will happen in the offseason? What we're going to do.
Yeah, and I definitely think these stat lines like actually do kind of force something against Rob, because you have your so-called goalie of the future in the American Hockey League right now in Cal Peterson. You have Quickie coming off the Bucks this year, after this season. And then you also have the choice to either re-sign Copley or you let him walk. And as of right now, I mean, he'll make a little bit more money than what was originally expected for sure. And free agency, I think. Not that he's going to get paid like millions of millions. But yeah, I mean, personally, I want to see the Kings acquire a absolute menace of a goalie, because I think that could change us from making playoffs to being a Stanley Cup contender already.
Yeah, I mean, you see where we are in the last couple of years. I wouldn't say. I mean, Quick was pretty decent last year, so was Cal Peterson. Rode the hot hand, but we didn't really have like a true standout goalie, like someone that's gonna win us a game every now and then.
Yeah, and like Prime Quickie did for us back in the day, and look what it led to. We're talking about 2 Stanley Cups, and quite frankly, right now it feels really good, knowing that we're 1 point out of first place. But it also feels good knowing that, hey, like, we have the opportunity to fix something that's pretty crucial in hockey, in goaltending. And yeah, like, I'm with the cap space. It's going to be tough this year, but maybe even in the off season, we can figure something out. And I do know that there are some teams interested, possibly Sean Walker, Matt Roy, which could dump some salary. But then again, you still don't have that much room. And also our defense is finally starting to click. So it's like, now what? So maybe this year what it'll take for us to win is Quickie or Copley just getting extremely hot at the right time. But I think we're closing in on being a Stanley Cup contender.
I mean, arguably best goaltender in the league this year, Linus Ullmark. He's getting paid the same amount as Quick. So, I mean, with Quick's salary off the book, we could sign a top-tier goalie. Like somebody that's going to carry us to Stanley Cup.
Yeah. All right, so I wanted to briefly talk about this. Getting into our next point is the Kings continue to dominate early in the game. And what I mean by that is It was 4 minutes until they allowed their first shot,
Mm-hmm.
and it ended by a bad penalty by Nuno. But yeah, I was just curious as to what the importance is and what you're noticing from the Kings dominating right out of the bat.
It's just the forecheck. I mean, especially, home or away, it doesn't really matter, but especially on the road, getting out there, starting off really good right away, that puts that home team on their heels. Like, normally the home team comes out, they have that advantage, they slept in their own beds, they have home ice. But getting out there right away, showing them, hey, we're here to play. And especially the Kings have been historically bad in the first couple minutes of the game.
Yeah,
So just getting
dude,
off to good
super.
starts lately, that's really good to see.
Yeah, for sure. And for me, that really sets the tone for the rest of the night. I know we do usually slip up a little bit eventually,
Mm-hmm.
such as last game, Dano taking that penalty, given where we had full momentum and then gave it right back to Philly, who then scored off of it. That kind of sucked. But yeah, I mean, I've noticed it in the last few games.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, not the Predators. That that one. We're gonna move on from that.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that game. That I'm 99% sure that game didn't happen this year. But when you're able to control yourself and control the pace of the game right away, it allows all the lines to be like, "Oh shit, we're playing hockey here. Like, let's go," and it feels really good. So, yeah. What game was it where we had Copley made that huge save like 60 minutes in after not seeing a damn shot the whole time? Blackhawks, right? Like, that's it's good, but you're also playing with fire a little bit when it gets to 16 minutes. Then again, we're talking about this domination that the Kings have, which I love.
I know, 100%. Just great to see that they come out hot right out of the get go, and yeah.
And all right, so another point off of just going right away. Let's talk about that power play, like that Kopi slapper.
4 seconds, I think it was.
4 seconds in, yeah. Bro, it started with Kopi winning the draw, one-touch pass to Kopi, or I think it was to Doughty, then a one-touch pass to Kopi, and he just shows off that shot, man.
Mm-hmm.
That was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a very good shot, and if he starts using that top power play line is just going to become that much more dangerous. That top line gets that much more dangerous if he starts shooting the puck a little bit more.
But. Oh, for sure. And right now what I think we're seeing is all the guys on our front line, on our first line, have the ability to carry the puck and kind of create a play. And that was shown with Byfield now, doing that with Kopi's second goal, where it was a beautiful setup from Byfield, protecting the puck and then giving it to Kempe with a rapid pass. And, dude, that was another just goal where you're like, holy crap, that is unreal.
Mm-hmm. And this is a little sidetrack, but I want to bring this up. I heard Todd McClellan talk about how he hopes the forwards don't become pressing too hard for a goal now that we're missing like 25% of our goals that are on the IR with Moore, Kaliyev, Velarde, and Grunstrom. So thinking about that, now that we're seeing Kopi starting to shoot a little bit more, and I know he's been starting to shoot a little bit before these guys went on the IR, but maybe he's starting to be like, oh crap, I gotta start getting a little bit more production because we don't have a lot of depth anymore in our scoring. Like we're missing Velarde, we're missing a couple other guys, so maybe he's starting to step up and realize, hey, I gotta start scoring a little bit more now because we got a lot of guys out.
Oh, for sure. I definitely think that came into play, and it worked because it kind of reminded us fans and probably the team that Kopi has one of the best shots out there, man.
Mm-hmm.
And going back to that line specifically, like, man, that first line is nasty. Like they are just buzzing. The last few games they've been buzzing. Like Kopi with a one-time blast, Byfield's presence, like he's looking great. I just like his ability to carry the puck. One of the things I noticed that I wanted to point out from QB as well was his really aggressive right now, and then his pressure in the neutral zone. Like I know this didn't lead to anything, but he got a little stick lift in when they were trying to exit their zone and got a shot off. Like, dude, I love to see that, especially from what is he, 20?
Yeah, 20.
Yeah. You love to see that, man.
I mean, I know we were a little bit skeptical when QB went on that first line to start, and we were like, he's probably not just going to be on this first line for long, but he's starting to prove that he belongs up there. But I still believe that he's not going to be a winger. I think he still needs to be a centerman, especially with his ability to protect the puck. Like, you got to give him the puck as much as you can and let him protect that. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how he turns out in his career.
Yeah, I agree. So let's get into our next point here with Sean Durzi.
What are we doing?
Beautiful stand-up.
What are we doing, Sean? What are we doing? Golden rule, puck or the player? He got neither, and he just skated right by him. So
I think I texted you this right away. Is that we just got Sean Durzi'd.
Yeah.
Pretty classic. Like, bro, come on.
Like,
this is the typical Sean Durzi though. He'll give you 2 nasty assists or whatever. He'll still finish the night with like a -2. I don't even know what he was. But he'll just like, dude, he like does like stupid stuff, and it really like frustrates me.
I mean, I do like that he went all out there and he tried to dive and get the puck out at the end, but he's like, he almost hurt himself there, and yeah.
Dude, that was just a rough one to watch. Like, I saw it happening too. I was like, oh god, and then it leads to like a pretty much a breakaway. Like, bro, not the time to really just play as aggressive as it gets.
Yeah, definitely not.
Was that the game tire, or that was the one that put them ahead, right?
I think that put them ahead 3-2 at that point.
Yeah, dude, that was a dagger for us too. Like, but yeah, I think with Sean, he's starting to. We're not talking as bad about him, which is good. The least we can say about his defensive stuff, the better.
Yeah.
But he continues to be like a minus in most games.
I wonder what he is like on the whole season. Like what he is. Let's take a look at that. Like plus minus wise, he's a -13 on the whole season, with 26 assists and goals. So 6 goals, 20 assists, 26 points.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He's consistently like a -2 on the night. Like, if not even when he has his so-called better games, he's just on the ice.
Yeah,
which sucks, but yeah, I mean, hopefully he can figure it out. I don't got much else to say. I think.
Yeah, I think that's basically like we get into the standout players and call it a podcast.
Yeah, let's get into it. So, you can go first with a standout player, so I can refresh.
No,
myself.
I think I'm gonna go with. Hang on a second. I was gonna say Jared Anderson Dolan first, but holy Kopitar, 7 shots on goal. What the hell? 7 shots, 1 shot miss. He had 8 shot attempts. God damn. Okay, we're going Kopitar. 2 goals, 7 shots. Hell yeah.
So this one, little standout here. This one's gonna be bold, but this is going straight off of metrics. Alexander Edler. So he was the 3rd best player on the Kings last night.
I never thought we would have a positive standout player for Alex Edler.
He was the best defensive
Oh.
player for the Kings against the Flyers. Now he provided like literally 0 offensive production, but that's fine because with Alex Edler, we need a lockdown defenseman, and I thought he did good.
That just made my day right there.
Oh, absolutely, but I'm talking about straight up defensive metrics that you and I can't see. Because he's never gonna.
Sure,
bro. If we never base it off of that,
sure. If the metrics stay, sure.
If we never base it off of that, bro, he will never get mentioned in here for a positive in his life.
Jesus. All right.
Oh, mind you, the worst guy was Sean Durzi.
Oh, I couldn't tell
Just
that
wanna
one
throw
just
that
by
out there.
looking.
Yeah.
Damn. Let's give Jared Anderson Dolan one. I know he didn't score again, but he had some dangerous shots there. He had a couple from the slot, so that was nice to see. He's turned out to be like a decent 3rd, 4th liner that now seeing this, I don't really want to trade him away. Like seeing the potential that he has, and he's still young. Let's see how old he is. He's still 23. I mean, he's not even in his prime yet to say. So, yeah.
That's a good one. I got one last one. Samuel Fagemo. That goal he had was nasty, and he continues to impress with his line mates of the speed, the grit, and just overall like the youth. Seeing the youth play, especially him, watching him do his thing is a lot of fun, and I'm excited to watch him continue to hopefully elevate his game.
Yeah, I mean, how how does he play 4 games? He has 2 goals. Average time on ice is 7 minutes and 19 seconds. So you're telling me that
he gets it done.
he's getting it done in 0 playing time, fourth line minutes.
Yeah.
Like true fourth line minutes, and he's getting it done.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, that's great to see from him.
For sure. Well, that'll wrap up our podcast then.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do a quick little goal prediction for the next game, even though we never get them right?
You know, it's against the Panthers. Okay? You know who's on the Panthers? Matthew Tkachuk. You know who hates Matthew Tkachuk and he's going to ball out today? Drew Doughty.
Drew? Oh. Drew Doughty? That's your first one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
That's as bold as it gets.
I mean, can't get any worse than what we've been doing, so might as well try something different.
I'm going to go Adrian Kempe, and we're going to call it a podcast. I'm not sharing any reasoning.
Okay.
So thank you guys for watching. We'll throw out a podcast probably Saturday morning before the Kings game. And we have back-to-back, so expect some more content coming out soon.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys.
Later.